t sub 1 minus r t sub n all over 1 minus r. Or we can also use, we know that t sub n is equal to t sub 1 r to the n minus 1. So if we multiply both sides by r, this equation, we multiply this by r, we multiply that by r. So rt sub n is actually, we want to express this in terms of a term that has t sub 1. Is actually, what is the value for r to the n minus 1 times r? What do you do with the exponents? Add. So the exponent here is 1, so you add n minus 1 plus 1, so that will give you n, right? So therefore, that will be t sub 1 r to the power n. So let us replace this by this. So that will be t sub 1 minus r t sub n is replaced by t sub 1 r to the n divided by 1 minus r. Now the advantage of this is even if you do not know the nth term, you just depend on r and t sub 1. But, of course, this is also useful since you already know the fifth term and you are asked for the sum of the first 5 terms. So, this is more convenient. That will be t sub 1. What is our first term here? What is our first term? First term is 5. R is, what is our R? 2. Fifth term is, what is our fifth term? Fifth term? 80. We got it here. Divided by 1 minus r is, this is 1 minus, what is our r? 2. There. So that will be 5 minus 160 divided by negative 1. So what will that be? 5 minus 160 gives you what? Negative 155. Divide by minus 1, that will give you positive 155. Okay. Now, we can find more methods in solving for x. Suppose we have x to the minus 4, solve for x. Minus 8, x to the minus 2, plus 15 equal to 0. Now, there are two ways. You can either let x squared, we call this quadratic form. It's not quadratic because quadratic is degree 2, but this is degree 4. It could be quadratic if we let, say, v be equal to x to the minus 2, so that squaring both sides, v square is x to the minus 4. Substituting there, you will get v square, that is x to the minus 4, minus 8x to the minus 2, which is 8v, plus 15 equal to 0. So this is easily factorable by, the factors of 15 are 3 and 5, which negative 3 and negative 5, which when added will give you negative 8. So x to the minus 2 is the same as 1 over x squared is equal to v, which is 5. So x squared, get the reciprocal of both sides, that will be equal to 1/5. If you get the square root, the answer is plus or minus. X is equal to what? Plus or minus square root of 5 over 5, tama? So that will be plus or minus square root of 5. Thank you. Over 5. Hindi. Square root of 5 lang kanina. Okay. Similarly, 1 over x squared is 3. Reciprocal x squared is 1/3, and x will be equal to plus or minus square root of 3/3. How about x plus x to the 1/2 equals 20? So again, this is sort of quadratic also if we let x to the 1/2 be equal to v. Squaring both sides, x, square of square root is x, equal to v square. So therefore, this becomes v square plus v minus 20 equal to 0. Now, if you look at the solution there, so v is equal to -5 or v is equal to 4. Since a negative real number cannot come from a square root of a real number, that is what I was saying, we consider square root of x is equal to 4 or x is equal to 16. So, what are the factors here again? V plus 5 and -4. V -4 equal to 0. But we know that v is square root of x. So this is square root of x plus 5 and square root of x minus 4 equal to 0. We are considering here real roots, no? So square root of x is equal to -5. So therefore, square root, we are considering x here to belong to real numbers. So therefore, this is not possible for real numbers. And square root of x is equal to minus 4 equal to 0, or x is equal to 16. Squaring both sides. There. Now suppose that if we multiply both sides by 2 minus x times 2 plus x. So the 2 minus x will cancel here, so you'll have 2 plus x squared. Multiplying the second term by 2 minus x times 2 plus x, the 2 plus x will cancel, so you'll have 2 minus x squared. And then 2 times 2 minus x times 2 plus x, which is 4 minus x squared, equal to 0. When you simplify this, you will get these terms. Or, as you can see, you'll have 4x squared, and all the rest, this is 8, and this is minus 8 to 0. So x is equal to 0. So the main thing to do here is simplification. Multiply both sides of the equation by the least common multiple, which is 4 minus x squared. Now, for the next number, now suppose that we have square root of x plus 5 equal to 4. Now, this is actually answer and solution. So, what do we do? What do we do here? Square both sides. So, if you square the square root, you get this one. Square 4 is 16. Solving for x, then you have 11 over 2. Now, checking is for here in 6.8, you have to check because what you did in this step is to square both sides. If you square both sides, you are increasing the root. If you square both sides, you are increasing the degree of the equation. And you remember the fundamental theorem of algebra. If n is the degree of an equation, then it has exactly n roots. Now, if you square both sides, that means that you raise the power by 2. It becomes 2. So, you might be introducing an extraneous root. Extraneous means foreigner, no? It's not part of the root. So, extranjero. So, here, so the moment you get this root, you have to substitute in the original equation here. Not here, but in the original equation. So, if you substitute 11 over 2 in the original equation, this is correct. So therefore, the answer is 11 over 2. Now, how about this one here? For problems like this, you have to have one radical on one side at a time. So we have to transpose this here. So when you do that, when you transpose the x, 2x minus x, when you transpose, that will become x minus x. 2x minus x is x minus 2. So now you square both sides. This is where you might be introducing extraneous roots. So that will be x plus 10, square of this. That is the advantage of that is the purpose behind having one radical on one side of the equation at a time. So that when you square, you just get rid of the radical. So you have x plus 10 equal to squaring both sides, x minus 2 square. So x plus 10 here, this is x squared minus twice the product plus square of the second, which is this. And simplifying, x squared, you transpose the x, that will become minus 5x. You transpose the minus 10, that will become plus 6. And as you can see, the factors of minus 6 are minus 6 and 5 and 1, which when combined will give you minus 5. So the possible roots are 6 and minus 1. When you substitute this, you have to substitute in the original equation. So when x is 6, this is the original equation. The original equation is square root of x plus 10. Square plus x is equal to 2x minus 2. When x is 6, what is x plus 6? X plus 6, 6 plus 10 is what? 16. Square root of 16 is 4. Plus 1, 5. So you have 5 here. So when x is 6, so 4 plus, so here, x is, what is x again? 6. So this is 16, 4 plus 6. What do you get? 10. So when x is 6, 2 times 6 is 10, 12 minus 2 is 10. Equal. So therefore, x equals 6 is a root. What is the other root? Negative 1. When x is negative 1, this is 3, right? Kasi 1 plus 10 is 9. Square root of 9 is 3. Plus 1, what do you get? Is that correct? When x is negative 1, this will be what? 4. 4? When x is negative 1, oh here. When x is negative 1, this is square root of 9 is what? 3. 3 minus 1 will give you 2. How about here? Minus 4. So, it's not equal. So, x equal to 6 is the only root. So, we were able to introduce an extraneous root because of raising to a power. So, what's the usual procedure in solving for two unknowns? You eliminate, no? So, yeah. So, suppose that we have 2 over x